that we now know that unless some drastic change happens, large parts of many of our cities will, by the beginning of the next century, be occupied by a population which has nothing in common with the people of this country. Now, I've defined the problem.
Yes.
Not we now know to the full dimensions, for I underestimated the numbers in that speech, but at any rate to what were then thought to be the full dimensions of the problem. And people who had watched year after year, particularly in the areas concerned, something happening which was altering their lives, but nobody apparently caring, nobody referring to it, nobody worrying about it.
Perhaps
Said,
we can find...
But at least, somebody's spoken about it. Now we can face it.
I was saying to Mr. Powell, it was said, for example, that you became the hero of the skinheads, who...
Oh, the skinheads? I became the hero of 90% of the people of this country for having said what they were waiting for somebody to say, for identifying a danger of which they were conscious but couldn't believe that nobody would see it or point it out. And since then, at least we've been able to talk about it. At least
we've discussed.
At least we've been able, gradually, to elicit some of the facts. Do you know the very facts of numbers were grossly underestimated 2 or 3 years ago? I myself underestimated them. In 1964, 1965, I myself supposed that this immigrant population, which I've explained, would stabilize at roughly 1 million. And while I thought that this was something which it would have been better if it had been avoided, still it didn't seem to me that it represented a major problem for the future of this country. It is the numerical facts that have changed the outlook